I am talking about the difference between the rich and the poor. Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 18 states that God gives the power to create wealth. So creating wealth is very important, and that's what makes the difference between the rich and the poor. One able to create wealth while the other are not able to create wealth. So, and not only that, the spending trap versus the wealth engine also is one of the things that can be identified as the difference between the rich and the poor. The primary difference between the rich and the poor is just how much, not just how much they earn, but what they buy. The poor spend on liabilities. They finance a lifestyle to look rich. They buy items they don't need. Buying of new car, latest phone. It is good to buy car when needed, but when this is just to buy and in order to look rich, or buying items that you really don't need, so that makes money to go out of your pocket, and thereby living from paycheck to paycheck to fund a lifestyle of the rich. The rich spend on assets. They buy things that pay them while they sleep, such as assets that appreciate in value, assets that provide hedge against inflation, and also produce reliable cash flow. This may be in form of stocks and shares, money market fund, property, real estate. Those are types of assets that the rich invest in. Now, somebody may say, but before you can invest in all those things, you need to have the money. Yes, you need to have the money. And not only having the money, that is the more reason why savings, you save in order to create cash flow for investment. However, it is not only that. Debt is also another thing that is used. And how does each of these individual use debt? Debt is a tool. Is it a tool or is it a burden? Well, it is different depending on who you are and what category you are in this picture. The poor use debt to fund their lifestyle, and in that case it becomes a burden, whereas the rich use debt to leverage in order to acquire assets. So in order to acquire assets, then not only that, then the third is the golden rule of money. To build wealth, you must master the one rule that the poor failed to keep. Control your money. Invest before you spend. When you get your salary, you invest first, which some other people can call it paying yourself first. Invest first, be disciplined, spend less than you earn. Make your money work for you. Make your money work for you. Then Every pound you earn is either a soldier working for your future or resources working against you. And wealth, who are the wealthy? Who are the wealthy? What makes them wealthy? These are the things that we need to consider. Now, the wealthy, the rich people in the world are really salary workers. They are really salary workers. And this can be broken down into different categories. Those that are wealthy, 75% are entrepreneurs, 15% are investors, 7% are athletes, 3% are artists, 0% are employee. The lesson we must learn is that we must raise the next generation to be job creators and not job seekers. So it is important that if you want to be in the category of the wealthy, you need to create job. You need to also be among the percentage of those that are investors. There is a tale of two strategy: hard work and the system. So the wealthy, they build a system that generates incomes and wealth for them, whereas the poor thinks that working hard work will make them rich. Let me explain with an example of two friends. One work for 14 hours a day, smart guy, has a master's in business administration, always busy. The other one, average intelligence, barely finish college, but he understands something most people never grasp. The first man work for money, the second acquire assets. The hard worker save about 20,000 per year and he put it away in a savings account, and in 20 years he has built up 400,000 pounds. The second guy bought boring investments. He bought funds and real estate, which at initial stage they look like they're not growing, because compounding has a time limit, and also it has a amount that your compounding will reach, that it will begin to you will begin to experience the miracle of compounding. So he bought investment, he bought a fund, he bought real estate, he bought dividend stocks of 20,000 pounds per year, and in 20 years his money has compounded into 3 million. Same strategy, same income but different strategy. So a poor man thinks money comes from hard work. A rich man knows it comes from a system. So if you want to come out of these categories, you need to create a system that generates money for you while you are sleeping. Poor people chase income, rich people build investment. Once the investment starts running, it yields income while they sleep. If you are ready to stop trading your hour for pounds and start building a system that generates income, whether you are awake or asleep, if you want a strategy to use to generate wealth, register with my investment link down below. And just a disclaimer that your investment can go up and also go down, and that this is not a financial advice. It is for educational purpose only. Thank you. Please like, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.